Welcome to another episode of Face in the Crowd. It's the show that celebrates extraordinary entrepreneurs. Well, today's focus is on a young man who's taken the TV production bull by the horn, Mr. Legend Manqele. We listen to his illustrious journey in the world of film, TV, and media. Well, I'm your host, Liesl Wilson. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what up everyone? My name is Legend Manqele, founder and CEO of Bar Leader. Bar Leader TV is a production house and we make all the great entertainment out there. So yeah, that's who I am.
Well, this is Face in the Crowd, and we're chatting to Legend Manqele, owner of Bar Leader TV. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you very much.
Did I pronounce your surname correctly?
You did. I was about to say actually, like, it was a perfect click.
Thank you. I tried. Where did the idea for Bar Leader TV come about?
I think it wasn't necessarily an idea, but rather, you know, one of my deepest desires. Always have I, you know, been on this journey to somehow create content from my perspective, obviously with others, and you know, collaborating with those that I employ today is quite a you know, not an idea, but it's a desire achieved, you know. Yeah. So it wasn't an idea. I think it was just part of the journey.
Setting the bar, I mean, it's in the name itself. How do you think you've managed to do that with the company you created?
I think, you know, when you have created with others and you've created from, like, I've always been employed, I've always sort of worked under someone, and it's not when you disagree with someone, but it's when that disagreement happens and you realize, actually, I am now strong to create some sort of house for myself and those who have the same thoughts. So in my stages of employment, I've always sort of, you know, felt that, okay, it was time to shift. It was time to shift. And I then saw, you know, my shift was sort of forming a circle. And then I needed to sort of, you know, grow from that. And then, yeah, this is that. This is the result of that.
Within that shift, though, how do you differentiate your production company from the existing ones out there to date?
Yeah, so I you know, we have a slogan. We call ourselves the hybrid vigor, and that is simply because, you know, we've had some sort of a different kind of birth. When you look up the definition hybrid vigor, it's like an infant from two different mothers and fathers, and I'm trying to explain it in a way that you'll get it, because for me it's a deeper meaning. But essentially, we were given birth by so many people, but we've shown the superior quality, and naturally superior because our leaders were superior. You know, so when you've dabbled in this, when you've dabbled in that, the product becomes quite different, but also, you know, appreciates where it comes from. So the hybrid vigor is exactly that. We set out to really push forward the lessons that we had learned in our past. We understand our ingredients is very different. We understand that all the things and all the people that contribute to us are very different. Setting the bar is part of our DNA. You know, finding new ways, new technologies, new ways of telling our stories, whether it be a celebrity story or just a simple, normal person who, you know, wants to see themselves on TV. We look at it as something real and as something genuine to us. We won't do a production that, you know, doesn't sit with us at all.
You've worked in productions like Being Bonang, Living the Dream with Sumizi, I mean, just to name a few. How do you think through those productions you've managed to uphold the standard that you aim to achieve?
Look, for us, when it comes to reality, because ultimately those are reality shows, without Sumizi, obviously there is no Living the Dream with Sumizi, but you have to look at it without him. You have to say, what is it that, you know, we would be trying to tell without Sumizi? What is it that we're trying to tell with Sumizi? And you merge those two things together, you add a bit of quality and you add a bit of leadership in there, and I think you get that kind of project. But also I think when you do these projects, you know, you have to engage yourself from a different level, from a different perspective, you know, knowing what you want from the production wants you back. Like you have to, I don't know, it's like a spiritual thing. Like I always sit back and go, what do I want from this production? And then find it authentically. And then I always find that it wants me back. I always find that, you know, Somizi wants the same thing, or, you know, Bahumi wants the same thing, or Titi wants the same thing. So all we do is just stand next to that thing and let it shine. That's really what we do, yeah.
Well, it's a state of being, I guess. And so if you exude that, I mean, you can only encourage other people to go to try and reach those levels. So, definitely. I mean, you're not an island. So this production, this company is run through colleagues that help support and hold the structure up. So we managed to chat to a few of them. This is what they had to say about working with Legend.
I came here early this year, second week of Jan, but yeah, Legend took me in, even though I didn't have your TV background, but it was like, no, come in, you'll learn a few things. And I came in while we were doing Living the Dream with Somizi, but now obviously I didn't know things, so he gave me a chance to learn. And the good thing is he gave me a chance to learn in all the departments, you know, because I can tap in everywhere I want. And it was like, I've brought you to the sea, so there's plenty of options for you. So he's been more than just a boss to me, because our stories are more like the same, where we come from backgrounds, but looking at him where he is now and where I come from, I find hope, you know, in my story that I'll get to where I want to be.
It's my first time in production, actually, ever, in this type of industry. So getting into this environment with Legend, because I've known Legend for about 4 years now. He's been my friend for that long, a colleague for only like 6-7 months. But like working with him has been like, it's very enjoyable, very, very hectic, but like the stamina of it, the energy, the synergy that we have as a production team, it's actually amazing.
He's a very professional person. And it's very inspiring to see him do things that he's doing right now, because as a young person there's pressure, you know, there's a lot of expectation, and being this young in this industry, I think he's doing very well, and he's not taking into his mind that he's the big star right now, but he's focused and he's doing well.
As a person, he likes togetherness, family, open situations. But he also wants you as a human being to care about how you work. And like, cause he believes that like each and every element of like a production or anything like that is like a baby, you must treat like a child, so that you make it grow and like you see growth.
When I came in here, obviously coming from the hood, and it was like the first thing that he said, you will meet people, but don't be like intimidated. You need to stand firm from the ground, and coming in here you will learn a lot, but make it a point that you don't forget where you come from, because right now obviously you're meeting with the biggest people in the industry, but you need to know your place. You need to learn as much as possible.
He's very, what do I call it, pedantic, and people are saying I've become like that since I've come here. So I'm a very hard worker, but now he's taught me how to go to the next level of things.
For me, looking at him now, right now, he's one of the youngest, production owners in the country. I'd like to see him having more productions that is running, because right now it's just a couple, but I'd like to see him do more, because I usually talk with him and it's like, I'm proud of where I am, but I feel like I still need to do more. And that, for someone who hasn't started, I feel inspired, because a lot of people look at him now and it's like, wow. But for him, he's like, okay, I appreciate this, but there's still more that I need to do. So for me, that's really encouraging. Yeah.
Growth. More growth actually. And like time for him to sleep. I just want him to rest just once in his life. But like growth, because I've seen it grow. I'm part of it now, so that's the most exciting part, because ever since I've been here, I just see it growing more and more and more. And for him to just reach each goal and step in his life, because as he brings in more stuff, we also push to our ability to make sure that everything comes together. So it's growth for everyone's part.
Well, after the break, we chat to Legend about his childhood and future plans. Don't go away.